What's up everybody, this is Boywithafishtank, and today I'm bringing you a little video on the reef tank, and I wanted to make a little tutorial for you guys on Sump Refugiums and how to make one in a tank like I have, which is a Aqua Medic Blenny nano tank. And there have been a lot of discussions on this tank and how to make sumps in this tank, and I found a method where you can actually make a successful refugium that actually will work great in this tank without doing too much with the water flow and the water movement in the tank itself. So let's go over it real quick. You can also use this for other nano tanks that look like this, but I really like the design on this Aqua Medic Blenny because you can customize it a lot and it's a lot more open. It's a very cool looking tank as well. It's very unique looking with those lamps right there, and it's just a great tank. I really love this tank. Alright, so let's get over this. So here in the back you see my sump where I have my skimmer, I have my carbon in the back, I have my pump, etc, etc, and my heater down there. And what I did is actually, now let's just see here if we can find anything interesting. Can you see right there? That is an amphipod, and there's lots and lots of them in this tank. You can see him darting around right down there, see that? I'm lighting on him with a flashlight, and that's why he walks around like that. And there's many of them in this refugium. And the great thing about having this refugium is that copepods, amphipods, and different types of shrimp, macro-algae, plankton, many different things will grow in this tank without having any trouble of predators. Whereas if they grow in the main tank here, they would have a problem with my chromis, or have some problems with my dirty bag, with my sea star, my shrimp as well. My shrimp loves amphipods for some reason. He's like all crazy with them. Just look at him. He actually chases them on the glass sometimes. And you can see in the main tank I've left some few spots of hair algae growing out here in the sides. It might not look as pretty, but in these hair algae thingies that will grow small amphipods, copepods, and that is a food source for the shrimp. And I thought that was really useful and things like that, and I try to get it as efficient as possible. I want to be a self-running system as much as I can. And you can do that even more with Refugium. Now you can see I got some lighting in here. In the back there's some LED lighting back there. And I do not have any macroalgae in this tank, and just when I put these lighting on for like a couple of weeks, there began to come these green hair algae, and those will grow all the time. They will grow in nano tanks, you can't really avoid it, and they'll grow some other algae as well that you can't see, coralline algae, and there would also be some brown algae, some different things like that. And just these types of algae is what copepods live off of, and amphipods. They will eat these guys, and that will, make them grow even more. And what I did was that, a refugium is also made to kind of be a place where your nitrate will go, and that it will basically get sucked up by the plants, and it will be gone. And you can do this if you add a lot of macroalgae. But if you light up the whole sump, you can actually make hair algae grow in the back here without really having a lot of trouble with spores being spread out in the main tank. And if you got a good cleanup crew, they can easily clean up those hair algae in the main tank. But if you can keep some hair algae in your sump without having problems with that they will you see right here, the water comes, the way this tank works is that the water comes through up here, right, down to the skimmer, the water skims, and then the water comes out of the skimmer, down into the carbon, down in the back chamber right there, and then it will go through the back chamber, and then up to the pump, and then it will be circulated around like that. And it has a lot of water movement in the back right here, and you can just see that on those hair algae. You can see they're blasting away. And a thing that that you have to take into consideration is that you don't want the hair algae to stop and stuff it up. You don't want them to cover these holes right here, because if they cover those holes, there's no water movement going through the rest of the tank, the only water movement that there's going to be is that what your pump creates, which isn't, well, it is enough, but it's not as much as if you didn't have it stuffed. Let's say it like that. And there will also be you know, waste that is gonna be stuck in the hair algae that can't get through the water and things like that. It's just not a good thing. But if you can, like, if you got some if you got some, what are those called in English? I do know what those are called in English, but if you got a really short scissor that can get through this tank, and if you got some hands that can get through this tank, and you know you can go down and cut the hair algae to where they are not as high and they are not as tall, you will be able to actually grow hair algae all over your sump in the back right here. And then what I also added here to make, you know, the nitrate thingies, then it's going to be a harbor for the nitrates to like stay. And you know, I got a lot of live rock rubble, which is Indonesian live rock. And this live rock is basically filled with small copepods, small bristleworms, and some fanworms as well, some different things like that, small sea stars, Asterina sea stars, got lots of those. And you know, you can see my amphipods going crazy right now. It's funny to look at, but you know, I mean, these live rock will be a place for the bacteria to settle, and the bacteria is going to live on those rocks, and it's basically going to be nitrifying the bacteria and other types of bacteria, and those bacteria will help you clean your tank and, you know, make nitrate to nitrogen gas. And you know, it's awesome. So if you can grow that there, that would be awesome. If you can get a lot of live rock rubble and things like that, then you'll also get introduced to some different algae that will come into the tank, you know, like hair algae, red algae, different things like that. There might even come some macro-algae with your live rock. And what you see here is something that I can't identify. These are like small snail shells. But they are everywhere here in the sump. I don't know where they come from, but you know, again, it will there'll be crazy things in your sump. And yeah, that is basically how you make a sump in your Aqua Medic Blenny and any other tank with the same design. And you know, it's really easy. And I guess I also explained a little bit about Sump Refugiums to some other people. And remember, guys, this is just the start of my Sump Refugium. And my god, those amphipods are huge. I haven't really noticed them before now, actually, and it's kind of funny to look at. Look at this. Hey there! Look at him, he's just sitting there. He's going all crazy. This is just amazing to look at. Definitely a really cool thing. I actually found these guys in my rock in my main tank, and I could see their heads sticking out of the holes on this rock right here. Let me just focus for you guys. On the rock right there, I could see some heads sticking out with a lot of tentacles coming out. And I didn't know what it was, but it showed out that it was antennae, and I thought it was, first of all, I thought it was some kind of shrimp. And then it was amphipods, apparently, and I have lots of them. I mean, just look at this. They're everywhere. They're fighting and stuff. That is really, really cool. I haven't really heard about a lot of people who have this big amphipods, because they don't really get that big, but I also got really, really big copepods. But they really flourish here in the sump because they don't got any predators and things like that, so you know, they're just going crazy in here. So I thought you guys might like that video, and I thought, god damn it, I dropped the flashlight on the ground. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought that you guys would like some information on Sump Refugiums, and I've had a lot of discussions of the Aqua Medic Blenny and how to make a Sump Refugium in that specific design. And I hope that I covered this for you guys in this video, and this works great for me. I've done it in many weeks now, and it works great. And my nitrates has actually lowered when I actually have added this, so it has helped. It has definitely helped. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you guys in another video.